Welcome back to Desert Rays Garage. In this video, we'll be continuing on the Nova. So we got the 350 right here. We're gonna take some parts off of that so we can turn it upside down and take the oil pan off, start digging into the oil pump and possibly the rod bearings. And then we'll be doing, I don't know what I'll be doing first, but I'll most likely be doing this engine bay first. I'm gonna clean it up. We're gonna sort the wiring. I'm gonna tuck the wiring really nice before we put the engine back in, so you don't see any wires. I'm sure you'll see some, but it'll be a lot cleaner. And yeah, so let's get to this. So we still gotta send the transmission out. I don't know when that will be, so we'll be doing, just continue and we'll do the engine bay and the engine. And hopefully soon we'll get that sent out to get rebuilt. So I don't know if we'll have it running in this video, but we'll get the engine cleaned up and ready, and we'll get the engine bay ready in this video. And when that transmission gets rebuilt, we'll put it onto the engine and then we'll stab it into the Nova. So I think we're gonna pressure wash this transmission so that we can send it out to the guy all cleaned up. So I got the pressure washer all set up. Just got this electric one. Should be good enough. So I'll set you up and we'll try it out. So the transmission is looking a lot better. So I think that's clean enough to send out. Now we rebuilt. So hopefully we get that thing back soon. Now we can work on this engine bay. It's not too greasy, but we'll get it all pressure washed as well. I need help to move it over there. So let's see if we could do that. All right, so we got the Nova out. Now we could get in here, start pressure washing. I'll set up the pressure washer and then we'll get at it. I'd say it looks a lot cleaner than before. Got a lot of the grease off. It's actually pretty clean, this frame. There's a little repair right there. I want to hammer that back a little more to make a little more room for the HEI distributor. It was a little close when I had it in the first time. I'll clean it up, tuck all these wires. Have this part ready for the engine. Now I'll take apart the engine and get that thing pressure washed. Alright, so we're just going to remove a few things that we don't want. So I got the things out of the way so that we have more room to get in the crevices or cover up things like the distributor. So things we don't want to get wet. So I guess we'll get the carburetor off first and all these lines and maybe the spark plug wires. We might just leave them. Anything that's loose, we'll take it off. Let's get to these carburetor nuts first. Got the stud kit, luckily. I'm dealing with bolts. Carburetor's been on here for probably 10 years. Everything's been the same for 10 years. We just weren't lucky enough to have a good transmission. Part of me wishes I just put a 5-speed manual in it. I got it right here with that LT1 right here. So I should have ran in here. Well, we'll keep it automatic and just make it good. There's bracket on. Throttle cable bracket coming off. Vacuum advance. Oh, vacuum line. That's been on there for a while. Let's get this hose off. Let's see if this thing wants to come off. This first revolution. There you go. There's the whole fuel system. Brand new carburetor, only 10 years old. Clean, still clean. I don't want to put it on that battery. Set it here. I get a Ziploc bag and bag everything up. Anything else we should take off? Let's take this hose off. Cover everything. Come on. Oh, everything melted on me. Everything melted. Ow. My back hurts now. Shit. Now I feel it on my back right here. Come on. Now this will help. Come on. There you go. Once you start getting in, it comes out. There it goes. Okay. What else? I want to try to get this off because it's been on for the longest time. Switch it back to a chrome one or something. Seals. Can we leave it? I don't know. carburetor. This will stay in the carburetor. I'll bag it up. It's too brittle. I don't want to break it. Plastic. Okay. Yep. What else? What is it? Ground? A grounder. Ground to nothing, obviously. Gasket on. You can do without breaking it. Yeah. Success. Stayed together. What was that? Okay. I think that's it. That's all we should take off. Let's go get some Ziploc bags. What else should we take off? Let's take off this motor mount. This side broke, might as well change both motor mounts too. Got a 14mm ratcheting wrench. Just a fancy 9/16, yeah. See? Fancy. Take off my glass. To this side. Alright, I just want to wipe it down. Might stick without reducer. Just need to cover it. Those two. For that. Alright. Got these little spark plugs in. I get less water in the cylinders. After I pressure wash it, I'll turn it over, I'll take these back out and turn it over. Get all the water out. And we'll blow it up too. These little header spark plugs, and they're shorty. They're a little shorter. So you don't burn your wires up on these headers. I've had that problem multiple times. I start getting a misfire, and you can see it arcing on any kind of metal around. Throw them on the side. Give it a little ponytail. There you go. Alright, we got the majority of the grease off of it. Looking pretty clean. The rest I'll get with the little scrubbing brush, maybe an old toothbrush and stuff. Yeah, get some brake cleaner. It'll clean up nice. Yeah, probably get some more Chevy orange, respray it. Used to be some kind of blue. I think I remember looking it up years ago, and I think it was saying it was like 69 Camaro, 69 Chevy. So maybe a Camaro, I don't know. Came out of a 70 Corvette, so maybe it's the original engine from the 70 Corvette I got it out of. And that could be a possibility. Yeah, looking clean though. Yeah, so now I gotta sweep up this, gotta sweep up this whole shop and then bring everything back in. That way I can pick up my kids. All right, so let's see if we can turn this engine upside down safely. Push this 5/8 bolt. Slightly. Just loosen that slightly. You want it all the way up. Okay. Now, lift up on the front. Just see if we can turn it without getting hurt. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to loosen it more. Let's loosen it. Okay. Trying to move now. There. There. I think I work with it like that. Yeah. Tighten it back up. Now we're gonna pop these bolts loose from the outside in. Can you see a difference? This is bumped out right here. I don't know why. Sounds hollow. Well, there's nothing resting up against it, but I don't know. It's been so long, I wonder if we hammered it out like that for some reason, or if it was just like that. Might have been just like that. We'll see. Find out when we take it off. I think I'll pop this off while it's like that. All right, let's see how it looks under here. Glued on or something? Looks like a, let's see, what is that? It's dark. I don't know if there's any metal shards. I don't see any metal shards. I just see dark oil or sludge. Like sludge buildup on this pickup. It is welded here. I'll be changing that. I want the high pressure one. Got a reusable oil pan gasket, so That's good. Hopefully that's actually reusable. Maybe I'll put some gasket maker just in case. See if we see any loose rods. Everything seems to be tight. Whoa. No, it's side to side. Oh yeah, they're all side to side. Yeah, look at that. Lots of sludge all over this pickup screen. I don't know if that would cause low oil pressure or what. Let's take off one of these rod caps. See how much clearance we got. Or see how they're looking. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Looks like we got some scoring right there. Some stuff you can feel with your nail. Definitely got some trash in there. Scratched it up, but it's all even color. I don't see any heat. I don't see any spots where it got hot. So I got this bodywork done right here because it had a little crack in the middle, so I bodyworked it, puttied it. Now we got it prepped for primer. Since I was doing that, I decided I might as well fiberglass these bumpers and do bodywork. Since I was gonna primer that, might as well do these bumpers I had laying around. So yeah, I got fiberglassing done on this a few weeks ago. Yeah, got that repaired, so I don't want to waste primer. Might as well get this done. So get you on time lapse. We'll primer this, and this little half of the bumper. We'll primer this half, and we'll primer this whole bumper. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so it's all primered. Pretty good. I did real low pressure, so we didn't get any overspray up there. Don't worry. It's all good. We'll get that painted soon. I was able to do about 3 coats on here. Came out pretty good. First coat was really thick, so barely spraying, as you probably saw in the video, but by the time I got to the second, I thinned it out more and it started spraying normally. Still got some gunk in the primer, but it's just primer, it'll sand right out. And you clean these guns better, but it's been a while since I painted. It's still a little wet. But yeah, I did 2 coats after I thinned it out. One thicker coat, which is pretty good, so you can cover it. It gets good coverage when you have it thicker, the primer. It just comes out slower on the gun, but usually the second and third coat, I'll thin it out and just lay it on. And you get no runs, and it comes out pretty even as long as the gun's clean, but it's still good. Yeah, pretty soon. Soon we'll paint the engine bay. And then I'm gonna get the engine ready. I got the oil pump coming in. I got a brand new standard flow oil pump, Melling. So made in USA. We'll get one. Sure, it's the same thing as this one. One says USA. So, but you can see it's welded on there. I can't change just this, so I'm gonna change the whole oil pump. And obviously all that crud, I get rid of all that. I gotta clean up all that gunk. Probably clean the carburetor. Just clean everything up before we put it back together. And this thing should have good oil pressure after that. And we're still awaiting the transmission. I guess they're busy at the transmission shop. So they're saying by the end of the week that thing should be all rebuilt. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get a video out before it's running. Alright, we got the area primered up. I put some putty on some little craters I found. Now we're gonna sand it with some 320 and then 600, and then we'll spray that. I'm just sanding the area. I'm gonna cut it off right here, right here, kind of where you can't really see, and then I'll do a little feather edge taping right there, and you won't even really be able to see where it cuts off, but you'll see. And I got some 600 sandpaper. This will smooth out any of those 320 scratches. Wipe it down, microfiber towel. Like that. Feels nice and smooth. I'll tape it up. I got some black rattle can paint in this spray on here. The tape areas like this, I'll go get a piece of tape, fold the edge about, like 2 millimeters, and just slide your finger, and usually it'll stay folded the rest of the way. So fold it like that, and you won't have a hard line when you tape it up. through the whole perimeter. We're gonna wipe it with some wax and grease remover. If I'll get any fisheye, comes out even and clean. And we got some paint right here. If I got any of this one. Looks like we can do the first coat. I know do it evenly. Probably just that. Not putting out much. There's the other one. Usually you just need 2 or 3 coats with this, and you're good. Take this off. Let it get there. For the second coat, we laid it on heavier, so now it's all done. Now we'll just untape it. Let's see how it came out. All right, we got some good news now. We got the new oil pump in, and the transmission is here, all rebuilt. And new torque converter. We got the stock type torque converter. They said it had possibly like a 3,000 RPM stalled converter before. So yeah, I'll show you right now. So we got the the transmission all rebuilt. You can see this brand new seal right there. They put this brand new, I don't know what it's called, but we got that. I see a new seal here. And so yeah, they said they put, so I think it just needed a basic rebuild. It's got the new clutches, seals on everything. What else? Yeah, they said that had a little bit of water in the transmission. I don't know if that was from just moisture from sitting, because this thing did sit before we put it in years ago. But as precaution, I'm gonna run the transmission lines, I'm gonna run them to their own cooler and not through the radiator, just in case it was coolant that got in there. Here's the brand new torque converter, stock style, so it'll actually move when you put it in drive or reverse and not have to give it a bunch of gas to move. So we just want it to feel like a nice stock Nova, but with some good power. So we got, here's the new oil pump. It's a Melling brand. Exactly the same as what it already had, but it's not filled with gunk. So we're putting this brand new. We got that. New pickup. New rod. New drive shaft. Drive shaft, brand new. So we get that installed. I gotta get some brake clean or something to clean out all this gunk out of this engine. And we'll unbolt this, take it out. Yeah, I'm gonna run some plastic gauge right here and check the clearance on this. Maybe I'll check all of them. I don't know. I can't bring myself to do it. They feel good. They only move side to side a tad. They don't wiggle at all. I think this thing was probably rebuilt in the 90s or something, because it had Cleveite bearings, and then obviously welded that. So they did something to this back in the day. I think early 2000s or 90s. Got this engine back in 2010, I think. We got it, yeah. Came out of a 70 Corvette, so that thing was clean. You could tell he took care of that thing. Yeah, let's get to it. We'll pull this off, get that cleaned up. I'm gonna go pick up some brake clean and we'll do that. Looks like just one bolt. Let's see. Get that in. That's what it is. Yep, that's all it is. Oh, okay, we got oil pump drive right here. Yep. Came out all that was one. Look at that. Gunk. I like gunk. All right, we got the rod cap on. I put some plastic gauge, tiny little string in there. Now we're gonna see how much we're gonna torque it, take it right back off, and we're gonna see how much it's smashed. So we gotta get between these two. So pretty wide clearances on these 350s. We're gonna torque it to 45 foot-pounds. Work our way into it. All right, I got my big torque wrench now. Let's see. I know this one works. Oh, we were right there. Okay, we got it. There we go, 45 on both. Oh, it was the whole damn chair. All right, now I'll take it back off. Undo what we just did and see how much it's smashed. Let's see if we can tap this off. There we go. Just wiggle it out. Come on. There we go. Let's see how much of a smash we got. Looks pretty good. I'll bring you in. Let's see. Alright, that smash looks pretty good. Let's see where we're at. We'll put, so we're smaller than, what is it, 0.015, which is good, so. It's about 0.002. Yeah, we're at about 0.002, which is perfect, because you want it between 002 and 003. We're a little tighter than 003, so yep. You can see, I don't know if I can focus good, but yeah, we're tighter. 0.002 is perfect. So that should be good. All the rest feel tight, so they should all be around the same thing. This engine was obviously rebuilt. You can see where they balanced the rods and everything. So this assembly is all balanced. Yeah, the oil pressure problem is going to be all that gunk. So yeah, we'll take care of that. Put it all back together. All right, so we got the oil pump bolted in. Got the new rod there, and got the pickup pressed in. Got the bolt tightened and torqued to spec, 65 foot-pounds. So that's all installed. Now we just got to set the height, like I just said, and then I tightened this back up. I put some assembly lube on the bearing and put that in and torqued it to 45 foot-pounds. So that's all set. Now, yeah, I got to set this oil pan on here until it pushes this down where it's still touching the oil pan. Then I take it off, and then we're gonna measure where that's at, and then we're gonna push down another, I think it's a 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch, and then that'll be set. And then we'll do a little tack weld right here, whatever makes it strong. We'll put a strong tack weld. That's all we need. We just don't want it going up and down. Yeah, and then we can put the oil pan on, and then get this engine off the stand, and get it ready to put this transmission on. We'll put that flex plate on, and then we'll get the torque converter on the transmission. And we got some fresh oil. We gotta fill the torque converter with just enough fresh oil to set that on. Yeah, then we'll get that connected to the engine and plop it back in here. And then I got a few gaskets coming in, like for the exhaust and all that, because those get all damaged when you remove them. So yeah, we're trying to do it all legit this time. All right, so I lifted the pickup past the point where it's going to be holding up the oil pan. So I set the oil pan on, and then there was a big gap right here, so I pushed it down, and now we got it flush. So now we take this oil pan off. Right now it's just right up against the pan right here. So we need to get a 1/4, I forgot, so I think it's a 1/4 inch to 3/8 spacing from the pan, and that's set. So we'll do that. I got a little measuring gauge. Where did I'm gonna measure it with this little accurate little ruler, and then we'll get it just right. All right, so now we have the height set on the oil pickup. I have it exactly 3/8 inch off the bottom of the oil pan, so that's perfect. Already got it tack welded. Now I got the oil pan all prepped, sanded and prepped for paint. So I got some orange engine enamel. I think it's close enough to Chevy orange. We'll see how it looks. So I'm just gonna touch this all up and respray that.
Daddy, when did you put that red box up there?
Look at that. It's good, huh? Good right there.
Cool right there.
All right, so we got the oil pickup all welded in. Now we're putting the oil pan on. I'm gonna have my little helper right here. Put these 10mm bolts in wherever you can reach. You're gonna put them on, Neil? Oh, already dropping it. Here, put it in there. Put it in the hole.
This one? So, Daddy?
There you go. Spin it. Going in. Good job. Yep. Going in.
You just put one right here. You just put one
Yeah.
right there, and then I just
Let's get them all on.
hide it in. Now give me one. I need one. I need
Right.
one. I need water. Thank you. Daddy, how do I put the washer in this hole? In this tight space? Oh,
If it's too hard, I'll do it, okay?
okay, but it's not too hard for me.
Not too hard. You got smaller hands, you should be able to do it.
Yeah, that's all
It'll be easier for you.
It's easy for me.
Once you get them partially threaded, then we'll tighten these up. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because you don't want to cross thread anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we got the oil pan all bolted on and tightened. So, pulling out this brand new motor mount. Because the other one tore on the other one tore completely off of this because the engine wants to tilt this way when you rev it or when you're driving. And it rips this. So we got a brand new mount. The other one's the same original one we had. That one's pretty good. Okay, on this side we got the fuel pump on and the motor mount. Starter was already on there. You did the little fuel pump trick where you push the rod up. First rotate the engine where it's going to go all the way up as much as you need. Then you put a bolt in here to jam it up. And then you bolt this on very easily. And then you gotta make sure you take that bolt back out, or else you'll probably ruin your cam or something. Yeah, you'll probably ruin the cam for sure. So you take that bolt out, and now we gotta put a shorter bolt, that way it can seal, not leak oil out. Leave the carburetor off for now. What else? I think we could probably take this off the stand and start working on getting that transmission bolted to it. Yeah, so we'll work on that. On the Yep. Let's do that. Do the dirty work. Alright, so now we got the motor mount back on, with the new motor mount on and the oil pan installed. And that all done. So now we have to get the engine hoist, chain it back up to this, remove it off the stand, remove this bracket off the engine. And then we can mount the flex plate onto the engine, and then we'll stab the transmission into it. And then of course bolt the torque converter to the flex plate, and then we can put it back in. Alright, so I got the chain on. I'm gonna hook this chain up to this chain, and hopefully not too high where I can't get the engine in. So I'm trying to get it pretty low on here. Alright, now I'll set this flex plate off. Pop right in. Everything goes in one way. See this hole and this hole. Try to match those up, I'm sure. Yep, perfect. perfect. I think. I need to look up the torque specs on these. Alright. Well, you don't want to tighten anything till it's on. So all the bolts are on. There we go. Now we'll torque it. Alright, flex plate bolts calls for 60 to 65 foot-pounds. So I got it set to 64. Get these snug down and then I'll torque them. See if it's a one-man job. Keep that there. Oh. If the engine moves on you, it's not going to be a one-man job. Might have to set the engine down. Oh, that'll beat me. Perfect. The 65? 64, I mean? Yeah. That's 64. That's pretty easy. You can do it yourself. You don't always need help. Right after I say that. Slips on me. Okay, we're good. We're good. Make them hit each other. Just marry them together. Come on. Go a little higher. Yeah, right in. Oh. Beautiful. Look in. Isn't that satisfying? Like it's made for it. Basically it is. 350 with the CH400. Now we're in the bolts. There we go. That's probably the easiest transmission install I've ever done. Snug all these down by hand. I always forget my power drill, a little impact, so I make it harder for myself by just make it take longer. I like to savor the experience of putting these engines together. Yeah, just take your time. I like peace and quiet rather than the noise. Maybe I'll just say that. Just gotta take life slowly. And then rush when it's time to get something done. Take life slowly, then rush when it's time to pick up these kids, because I gotta do that in like an hour. Oh, that went in so smooth. Look at that. Close. Yeah, real close. Yeah, I got a freaking groove right here. Here.
What about your video?
Just hold the transmission right here. Don't let it hit the car when I push this. I just want to go through this groove, but I might make it go a little faster. I'm pushing here. Okay. Going in. Don't push me.
We're rolling next time.
Trying to install itself. I want to install itself. Alright.
Here it is.
Easy. Alright. Let's go down a tad. Oh, it's easier to put in than to take out. Oh, I put that header in for it. Okay. Clear the course. See that? Yep. Alright. Nicely goes in. I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I'm good enough. Alright, so we got the engine basically in. It's got to line up the motor mount bolts, bolt holes. I'll put those bolts in and I'll release it. And the transmission just like barely fits in that tunnel, or you just gotta pop it in back there, lower it, and it works its way back in. So I got this new the new motor mount on this side, and I think it's a little taller than this side, so I might end up changing that one. So I won't put the header on until I know. We'll see if it looks crooked after you put the bolts. That's how we'll know. And then what else? Yeah, so I put the header in as I was getting the engine in. Makes it easier rather than trying to finagle it through there. So I'll get this done for the day. I'll close out the video, and then the next video we'll get the rest of the stuff in there. Carburetor, exhaust, all that. Next video we'll do the first startup. We'll see how this thing moves with the rebuilt transmission. We're excited. So we accomplished a lot today, getting the engine and transmission in. It was a tight fit, that TH400, but we got it in. I think I need to change that motor mount that we just got. It's not quite fitting in the bracket that's on the frame. So change that, and then I'll bolt it back up. Yeah, so we'll get it all together in the next video and get it running, and hopefully drive it in the next video. So if you like what you see, remember to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.